You know what I've noticed recently, Mike, is that good stories that happen around you involve you locking your keys places.
Hey, I don't even know if my keys were locked. All I know is I was not allowed in the house at that moment.
I'm just saying, considering there's that. Um, there's the fun story of us sprinting back to your house after Taco Bell when you locked your keys in your car. Then there's the story
Yeah.
of us sitting
Oh, no, no,
outside
no,
your
no, no.
car.
Don't you bring that one up. That's bad juju.
Does Wesley even know about that one? That we had to
About
have
what?
told him.
Yeah, my key went missing at a concert in
A couple
downtown
years ago,
Denver.
yeah.
So we were just, stuck at my car, 1:30 in the morning, just sitting there
Yep, just sitting because
outside the car.
his mom had to come pick
Oh,
us up, dude. It was you know Mike's keys, how it's on a, like, all of the keys are on the carabiner, right? And then you attach the carabiner to your belt loop.
Yep.
For some reason, after the show was over, when Mike pulled his keys out, and this was after, we went to 7-Eleven, got our drinks and all that stuff like we typically do. We made it back to his car and he pulled his keys out, and his car key was the only one missing. It's not like some had fallen off. Like, it was the
Didn't try
only
to
one
take the
missing.
house key, didn't try to take the work key, didn't try to take anything. Just the car key.
It's like we went back into the summit. They were super nice to let us back in so we could search. Didn't find it there. Retraced our steps to 7-Eleven, checked 7-Eleven, retraced our steps back to the car. Nothing, dude. We just sat
dude.
we just sat outside his car until his mom came to pick us up at 1 o'clock in the morning. And then, because she didn't have a spare key either, so she just brought us back to your house. And then
No,
just,
she brought you back
well,
to my
yeah,
house. I got to go back
well,
out
yeah,
there.
that's what I mean.
I was there till 4:20 in the fucking morning
Yeah,
with a locksmith getting my car unlocked.
yeah,
It cost me $400.
yeah. I felt so bad,
I
dude,
was pissed.
cause like when we went back to his house, so I could be dropped off. And the funny thing is, halfway through this whole incident, I realized that my keys were in his car, so I wasn't getting home
Yep.
either. so
Oh.
so I had Jess come and pick me up, and I stayed the night at her house that night. And I actually remember, like, rolling over at one point because I was I was sleeping on and off, and I rolled over. It was like 5 a.m. and Mike had just texted me saying he just got back to his house after all that. I felt so fucking bad, dude. It was a rough one. That whole night was just kind of rough too, though, because we went and saw Enter Shikari, and the the pits and everything. Like, everyone was just so
I
aggressive and
was
rough.
so pissed that night.
It was just a rough one. Literally, Mike and I both almost got into fights that night because of people being assholes.
Yeah, I had like some little guy, like literally, I got pushed into him, and so his entire response was, "I'm gonna start swinging at this guy that's twice my size."
Well, that's
I
probably
like turned
because he's
around
tiny.
and looked at him, and he kept punching me. And so help me God, I almost knocked that guy flat on his ass. Literally had someone else grab my arm and be like, "No, no, 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 no,"
See,
before the fight even started,
and
and I
the
was like, "Ah,
and
fine."
the funny thing is too, is like when I almost got in a fight, dude. It was I was standing on the outskirts of the pit, and there was this one dude, those fucking windmillers, the ones that are in there throwing tantrums and shit.
The
He was right there,
shitty crowd
so I just
killers.
kind of stepped in and pushed him, just to push him, and he came back and started kind of like, and it's not like he was swinging on me, but like he was still windmilling, but he was like doing it at me.
Yeah.
And then he was like turned around and kept doing it, and like lifted his foot up and tried to like donkey kick me, dude. And
What?
he and I don't remember where, he probably hit my leg or something, but then went forward, and I almost like chased him into the pit, just ready to swing on this guy. And I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm not gonna do that. And literally right after that happened, two other people went from one side of the pit all the way to the other because they were like in a fist fight, dude. And I
Yep.
sprinted across that pit to pull one of those dudes off. It was fucking crazy.
What?
Yeah, that
Enter
was
Shikari.
that was interesting.
What a time to be alive.
Yeah.
Still gotta pull you into more mosh pits one of these days, man.
We fucking did.
I know I brought you into one in my entire life, so we gotta get you in more, Wesley.
I thought it was 2.
I know
I
that.
thought it was.
I know. I don't know rock
Well, it was
wise,
at least 2.
but I know that we did mosh when we went and saw Candyland that night. We did like the tiny, EDM mosh pit.
Yeah.
Doesn't quite count, but we did do that.
The yay, kumbaya, we're all friends pit.
Yeah, which is funny because we did a wall of death that night too. Remember?
Yeah.
That was funny.
Good time.
Oh, God.
But I remember specifically we moshed at, oh shoot, what was that?
I was gonna say the one that I remember was Chunk.
Lola Black.
Chunk.
Chunk,
Yeah. I
Lola Black.
never.
Lola
moshed at
Black
Lola
never
Black.
had enough people to mosh. Like it was like 3-person mosh
Well,
pits,
and
and
they-
why would you get in on that?
They,
You know?
they never had bands there that were like heavy enough to mosh to. Like I think the heaviest band that we saw there was probably Soundman Kills, and they weren't
Yeah.
heavy enough to mosh.
Well, then at least when Hollywood Undead and Pierce the Veil came,
Yeah, so that was you guys. I didn't
Wasn't-
go to that one.
we moshed at least 3 times during that concert.
Okay, yeah, you were there at that one.
Yeah.
It was Hollywood Undead. It was not Pierce the Veil though. It was.
It was I
who the
Prevail.
fuck
That's what it was. I remember
Or I Prevail. I Prevail.
I
yeah.
Prevail, yeah.
because I couldn't go
I'm
to that
close.
one because that's
Oof.
when I was.
Dude, what the heck? I was literally talking about that concert today.
That's funny.
Literally earlier today. My boss was like, "What's the weirdest lineup you've ever seen?" And I was like, "I'm gonna have to go with I Prevail and Crown opening up for Hollywood Undead."
Really, that's the weirdest one
That
you'd
would
go
be
with,
actually
and
fun.
not.
Never been to.
Well, like, that can't be the weirdest because remember we went and saw Fallout Boy, and their opener was fucking Wiz Khalifa. So.
I didn't. See
Okay,
that one.
I did. That was weird.
So that's pretty up there.
All right, that's fair. That's
Wiz
fair.
Khalifa is an opener, though. I mean, come
Well,
on.
There
You would
were a
think they-
couple. There were a couple of rap. Here's how it was. There were like 2 rappers, and then Wiz Khalifa, and then Fallout Boy. So the whole lineup just didn't make sense.
Then Wiz Khalifa. He's not a rapper.
Well, but
It's like how they tack in the random rapper at freaking EDM shows.
yeah.
It's like robotic pirate monkey, space laces, Watsky.
Hey, Watsky's good.
Excision.
Okay. Watsky was
Watsky is good,
Watsky
but he has
was
no
better.
business being on an EDM tour.
No, but he was
You're
better
100%
than Deltron 3030 was.
You're right.
That's what I was going to say. He was much better than Deltron 30. They screwed up.
I don't know.
Yep.
You think Deltron 3030. I just think we are Nico Vega.
I wasn't there for that one, so.
That one is a me and Wesley.
Oh man, yeah, that was just me and him, dude. That was a special concert. That was my
That
number
was a
one.
good one.
Also at Red Rocks, and it was Imagine Dragons.
That's
When
right.
they were
that's
like-
right.
Yeah. Who? No, because it was Paper Route, and we liked them, but then
Yeah.
it was Nico Vega, and none of us could figure out what they were, except for the fact that they would say, "We are Nico Vega" every fucking 15 seconds, and then the lead singer would climb on the bass drum like she did 15 times throughout the set.
And then she spray painted Nico Vega on a big pyramid on stage.
Oh, that's right, because we had to know that they were Nico Vega.
If you
We
hadn't
know.
have already figured it out beforehand.
I mean,
Oh,
the
man.
brand recognition, it's like, what, 7, almost 8 years later, and I'd still remember, but
That is true.
Fair.
That's true.
Have I listened to any of their things? Absolutely not.
no!
No.
You know what though? When we did see Robotic Pirate Monkey, they weren't that bad. Like they were actually decent, but they stopped doing things in like 2014. Like they don't exist anymore. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
That's right.
For openers, they were good, like first openers.
Yeah.
Because that's what they always were. They were the first people to
Yep.
open. So like.
Oh,
nobody-
hey. On the topic of random EDM stuff, by the way,
Mhm.
that new song with Excision, Illenium, and I Prevail,
Right.
really meh for what it was.
It
Not
was
gonna
alright.
lie.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I thought it was cool, but
I
It was a cool mashup, but you're right. It it had the potential to be more. But for the mashup that they did, which is really weird for all three of them, because Illenium is very rhythmic with everything that he does. Excision just needs the bass to literally suffocate you.
Yeah.
And then I Prevail wants you to go ham. And so it's this wild mix of songs that's been seen before, but hasn't really been perfected, because I don't have a favorite song that has a screamo artist and a rhythm artist and a bass artist in a row.
That is fair.
I mean, that's
There
that's
are
fair. No, my argument is that they've been doing the EDM song with the hardcore artist featured for a while now. Like, A Day to Remember and Marshmello were the ones that started it,
Well,
and then they did
Rez and Under Oath did
and
a
they
song.
threw
yeah, Rez and Under Oath did one.
and Excision screwed it all up. He's like, I don't know, guys.
It's just like
Okay.
A Day to Remember did it first and did it best, and now everybody's just trying to ride coattails and not doing well with it.
Yeah.
This is the House of Slytherin.